Hello, welcome back. Let's look at this exam style problem on solving inequalities. So here we have n is an integer such that 3n plus 2 is less than or equal to 14, and 6n all over n squared plus 5 is bigger than 1. And we have to find all the possible values for n. So in such a situation, when you have this kind of question, you've got to solve these two inequalities separately. So let's solve the first one. 3n plus 2 is less than or equal to 14. So we solve it the way we do equations. So we minus 2 from both sides. So we have 3n is less than or equal to 12. Then to find what n is, we divide both sides by 3. And when we do that, we end up having n is less than or equal to 4. So that is one equation solved. Now to solve this equation, we need to try to make sure we get rid of the fraction bit. So if we're dividing this is n by n squared plus 5, we can multiply it through by n squared plus 5. Or we can just make 1 is the same as 1 over 1 and we cross multiply. So when we do that operation, we end up having 6n is bigger than n squared plus 5. Now this is a quadratic inequality, so we need to make sure we have the right formatting. So we need to make sure everything is on one side is in the expression and the other side should be 0. So we need to get rid of the 6n. So we subtract 6n from both sides such that this side becomes 0. So we end up having 0 is bigger than n squared minus 6n plus 5. You can rewrite it by saying n squared minus 6n plus 5 is less than 0. You can also write that way. Make sure the opening of the inequality sign is facing 0. So now let's solve for this. Factor pairs for 5, that will add up to negative 6 would be negative 1 and negative 5. So when you factorize, you have n minus 1 bracket, then into bracket n minus 5. Then you solve it. So here n is equal to 1 and n is equal to 5. But to find the actual range of the inequality, we need to sketch it to know the actual range of values for n. So this being the root of the equation, let's sketch this graph. It's a U-shaped with the positive intercept 5, and these are the roots. Now if you look carefully, we are looking for y is less than 0. So this is the expression for y. Y is less than 0. We are looking for the bottom part of the graph. And the bottom part of the graph happens between 1 and 5. So to state the inequality using a single inequality symbol, we can say the compound inequality will be n is bigger than 1 and n is less than 5. So this is the inequality range for this inequality, and this is the inequality answer for this inequality. Now we are supposed to state the inequality for both. So what you need to do is, let's put our answer on a number line. The inequality number line for this is simply this line. The inequality for this range is this number line. Then we can see the range. It ranges from 1 to 4, but this is not shaded, so our answer will start from 2, 3, and 4. So we can say the solution or the integer possible values are 2, 3, and 4. So that's a typical exam style question solving inequalities. Hope you've enjoyed it. Share with your friends. Thank you very much for watching.